My girlfriend gives me 200,000 a month, so every day I am the absolute model of a well-behaved boyfriend. I absolutely never snoop through her phone, and I never, ever ask where she's going. If I happen to bump into her out shopping with another guy, I get even more nervous than she does. I just put my head down and sprint away, terrified of ruining her fun. 6 months into our relationship, we were casting a movie from her phone to the TV. Suddenly, a message from some guy popped up on her screen. Babe. I'm in the hospital. We stared at each other in awkward silence for a moment. I hesitated for a second, then said, how about I go to the hospital and take care of your good buddy for you? That evening, I rented a city bike. I was feeling completely dead inside, on my way to tutor some nightmare brat, when a voice called out to me. Hey, you on the bike? I froze for a second, then turned around. Yeah, you, come over here. Completely baffled, I walked over to her. She was tall, with long, slender legs. She casually held out a bank card. Be my boyfriend. I'll give you 200,000 a month. Do you want it or not? Huh? The gorgeous girl looked completely annoyed and repeated herself. Be my boyfriend, and I'll give you 200,000 every single month. I'm only going to ask you one last time. Do you want it or not? To my ears, all that translated to was, blah blah, 200,000 for absolutely nothing. Blah blah. I snatched that bank card with lightning speed. Good boy, babe. She nodded in satisfaction and smoothly linked her arm through mine. She glared disdainfully at the guy standing across from us. See that? 200,000 is absolutely nothing to me. But I'd rather feed it to a dog than give it to you. You don't deserve it. Hearing that, I didn't even flinch. Hey, for 200 grand, she can call me a dog all she wants. ECH. Who are you trying to fool with some random bank card? That's when I finally noticed the guy standing across from us, arms crossed. He had this sneering look on his face. The dude looked like a walking advertisement for plastic surgery. He was super skinny, handsome, sure, but looked like a strong gust of wind would blow him over. He was glaring daggers at me, but I honestly didn't have the time of day for him. Alarm bells were ringing in my head. What if this card was actually empty? Then I'd have called her, babe, for absolutely nothing. Seeing my hesitation, she pulled out her phone. She tilted her chin at me. Open your QR code. I instantly whipped out my second-hand iPhone. And as I opened my payment code, I made sure to shoot the pretty boy across from us a look of deep gratitude. Now this guy is a true bro. She tapped on her screen a few times. I instantly got a notification. User has transferred 200,000 yuan to your account at 7:46. The note read, voluntary gift. She smirked. See that? She waved her phone at the pretty boy, whose face had turned completely green with rage. He was completely speechless. Remember this. I dumped you. She smiled in satisfaction and put her phone away. She turned around and walked away with big steps, but after a few paces, she looked back. What are you standing there like an idiot for? Hurry up and follow me. I quickly jogged to catch up with her. Coming, baby. The gorgeous girl clicked her high heels all the way to the campus gate, stopping right next to a black Porsche Cayenne. She frowned and asked, where are you heading? I'll drop you off. I was about to give her the address of my tutoring gig. But on second thought, I just raked in 200,000. So I quickly changed my tune. I'm heading back to the dorms. Alright, then I won't give you a ride. There's 400,000 on this card. Plus the 200,000 I just transferred you. For the next 3 months, you are my boyfriend. Any problems? I clutched the bank card in my hand. I shook my head vigorously. No problems at all, baby. The gorgeous girl pulled up her WeChat QR code. Add me. I quickly scanned it to add her, and thoughtfully typed in the friend request. I'm your boyfriend. She immediately accepted the request. She put her phone away. Alright, that's all for now. I'll hit you up on WeChat if I need anything. I'm off. I just stood there, completely dumbfounded. Even after her tall, slender figure completely vanished from my sight, I still couldn't believe it. With my absolute garbage luck, I've never even won a free drink under a bottle cap in my entire life. Was something this incredible actually happening to me? I grabbed my phone, and double-checked my bank balance again. 200,203 yuan. For the first time in my life, I felt like this damn world was actually worth living in. The second I got back to the dorms, I eagerly quit my tutoring gig. Then I immediately went on Baidu and searched, how to prevent getting scammed. I scrolled through page after page, but I couldn't find a single scam that worked like this. I backed out of the browser and checked my bank balance one more time. Then I looked at the physical bank card in my hand, and it suddenly hit me. She never gave me the PIN number. I quickly opened the chat with her. Her WeChat moments were set to only show the last 3 days. Her profile picture was just pitch black, and her username was completely blank. I just stared at that empty black square, and I was stuck again. I didn't even know what this gorgeous girl's name was. After thinking it over for a bit, I shamelessly typed out a message. Hi, baby. Half an hour went by. Only then did she finally reply. I replied instantly, the PIN number for that bank card. I don't think you've told me yet? Another half an hour passed. She sent over a string of numbers. Right after that, She sent a 4-second voice message filled with deafening club music and loud, rowdy chatter. That's my birthday. You'd better memorize it. I'll be quizzing you on it later. I quickly typed out, memorize it? I would carve it right into my DNA for you. But after a second thought, I deleted it and just replied, got it, paired with a cute cat sticker I hadn't used in 800 years. She didn't reply again, so I just navigated the dark and headed to the campus ATM. Only after confirming the balance of 400,000 did I head back to my dorm, completely satisfied. I took a shower and went to bed. In my dreams, I was living in a luxury penthouse. Neighbors with a billionaire. I was just happily listening to him spill the tea on some A-list celebrity, when a piercing phone ringtone yanked me right back to reality. I kept my eyes closed and answered the call, super annoyed. Hello? She let out a soft chuckle. Already asleep? I glanced at my watch. It was 3:50 in the morning. I automatically snapped back. Well, obviously, what else would I be doing? Then I was instantly wide awake. Wait, my sugar mommy, my precious baby. I hurriedly softened my voice. Babe, I wasn't snapping at you. The line went quiet for a moment. When she spoke, her voice sounded a little tipsy. Why didn't you say goodnight to me before going to sleep? Honestly, having been single my whole entire life, I just wasn't used to reporting to someone before bed. But I obviously couldn't say that out loud. So, I made up an excuse. I was totally going to, but I accidentally dozed off. You do know that you're my boyfriend now, right? I know. From now on, whatever treatment other girlfriends get, I need to get too. And even the things they don't get, I want it all. Otherwise, don't even think about me renewing your subscription. My eyes lit up. Renew my subscription? That's an actual option? I got it. I'll make sure to remember that from now on. But, I paused, feeling like I needed to make one thing very clear up front. Just so we're on the same page. I'm only selling my services, not my body. She burst out laughing. Even if you were selling, I wouldn't want it anyway. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. Honestly, I was already loving this job. I have an early class tomorrow. When I come downstairs, I expect to see you, and my breakfast. I'll text you my dorm building number. And my phone number in just a bit. You got it, babe. Go to sleep. Well, I've learned my lesson this time. I'm heading to sleep then. Good night, babe. She hung up. The next day, I got up super early. I put some real effort into dressing up, bought her breakfast, and waited right outside the girls' dorm. But as I watched the endless stream of girls walking out, I ran into a brand new problem. I'm slightly face blind. Plus, yesterday I was way too busy staring at the bank card, checking my mobile banking balance, and admiring that luxury car. So I didn't exactly remember what that beautiful girl from yesterday actually looked like. All I could remember was that she was wearing a black dress and had long, slender legs. And her skin was practically glowing. Oh, wait, right. She also had a diamond stud on her left ear cartilage. Clutching the breakfast, I stared intently at every single girl's ear, searching carefully. 5 minutes later, a girl wearing a black dress, a girl with a black stud earring in her left ear walked out of the dorm. Judging by where that earring was, it had to be the gorgeous girl from yesterday. I quickly slapped on my best professional smile and hurried over to meet her. Morning, babe. The girl froze right in her tracks. The air around us went dead silent for a moment. Her friends immediately burst into teasing cheers and started joking around. Well, Shen Yuchu. Since when did you get a boyfriend? Wait, isn't this the junior from our department? You actually managed to bag the most aloof guy in our major. Shen Yuchu, a senior from my department. Sorry about that. My boyfriend clearly isn't fully awake this morning. He got the wrong person. A familiar voice rang out from right behind me. Long, slender fingers lazily draped over my shoulder as she tilted her eyes up. Her dark eyes held a teasing half-smile. Your babe is right here. Boyfriend? Oh man, I felt like I was about to lose my job. Only after we had walked a good distance away did she finally pull her hand back. She took her time pulling out a cigarette, lit it, and raised an eyebrow at me. Do I really look like her? She stood right in front of me. She barely reached my chest, her narrow, striking eyes tilting up slightly at the corners. With her delicate little nose, she gave off this dangerously captivating vibe. The senior from just now, Shen Yuchu, had a similar build. But her features were much softer, with eyes that curved slightly downward. Her lips were perfectly full, giving off this gentle, comforting, girl-next-door energy. I shook my head, dead serious. Not at all. Then how did you still mess that up? I was standing right next to you for 30 minutes. And you just run off and call someone else your babe? I wanted to cry but had no tears left. 30 minutes? But, I didn't even see you come downstairs. I didn't sleep at the dorm last night. I rushed back here just for you. She let out a dramatic, exaggerated sigh. And who would have thought, after waiting for half an hour, my boyfriend wouldn't even recognize me. He even called another girl, babe, right to my face. Did I just not pay you enough? You did. You absolutely did. I swear, when I get back, I'll carve your face into a cigarette and smoke it straight into my lungs. I'll never get it wrong again. The corners of her mouth curled up in pure amusement. Didn't they say you were the aloof junior? Why are you acting so sweet and goofy with me? Are we going for that edgy anime boy vibe now? I immediately stated my absolute loyalty. As long as you like it, babe. I can pull off any vibe you want. She casually crushed her cigarette and tossed it into the trash. I'll forgive you this once, strictly because of your excellent customer service. You got morning classes? I finally breathed a massive sigh of relief. Thank you, boss. No morning classes for me. She shot me a lazy, nonchalant glance. Wait, my bad. Thank you, babe. If you're free, come keep me company in my morning lecture. She curled a finger at me, motioning me over. Then she turned and headed straight for the academic building without looking back. If you ever randomly call someone else, babe, again, I'm docking your pay. Got it. I obediently scrambled to keep up with her. Hey, for 200 grand? Forget just going to class with her. I'd go bungee jumping with her if she asked. My gorgeous client was 1 year ahead of me. A computer science major from next door. She dragged me in through the back doors of the lecture hall. Marched straight to the very last row, and started lazily picking at her breakfast. I don't like this one. You finish it. I love the soup dumplings, though. Buy more next time. I casually pulled a notebook from my bag, bit off the pen cap, and started scribbling furiously. Please, continue. The gorgeous girl raised an eyebrow, leaning over to peek at my notebook. Sugar Mommy's preferences, breakfast edition, soup dumplings, scallion pancakes. The beauty paused, then burst out laughing. Why are you acting so cute? Are you trying to make me die of laughter? And then, right on cue, she choked. She was laughing and coughing uncontrollably, and it took her a good while to finally catch her breath. I looked at her pale little face, and silently added a few more words to my notes. Feed with caution, chokes easily. When the professor walked into the classroom, the very first thing he asked was, Is Bai Ningbing here today? Right here. The gorgeous girl lazily raised her hand. I nodded silently to myself. So my precious sugar mommy is named Bai Ningbing. Finally putting a name to the face. Well, this is a rare sight. The professor shot her a look, and started the lecture. Bai Ningbing wobbled in her seat, trying her best to pay attention for a bit. Before totally passing out, I was bored out of my mind, so I decided to take notes for her. Whether I actually understood the lecture or not, just writing it all down was enough. Now that's what I call the proper work ethic of a dedicated wage slave. I kept my head down, scribbling notes for more than half the class, before Bai Ningbing finally lifted her head, her eyes still half asleep. She rested her chin in her hand and just watched me take notes. Then, the bell rang. Her voice was raspy from sleep as she asked, Hey, boyfriend. What's your name again? Fang Yuan. Alright, she patted me on the head. Wait right here for a bit. I'm gonna go to the restroom. As soon as Bai Ningbing walked out, a guy's fist slammed hard onto my desk. Hey, I looked up and saw my good bro from yesterday. You know, the one with that intense, I'm going to save the world with technology face. I quickly said hi. Oh, are you and Bai Ningbing in the same department? The handsome guy completely ignored my question. Frowning, he demanded, Are you seriously dating Bai Ningbing? His eyebrows furrowed even tighter. You don't even know her. Just because she threw a couple $100 grand at you, you just got together with her? Do you have zero morals? Throwing away your dignity just for money. I looked at him, totally baffled. Do you even hear yourself right now? You seriously expect me to throw away cold hard cash just for some dignity? The handsome guy's face flushed through a whole spectrum of colors. Finally, he took a deep breath, and completely switched up his tactics. Look, bro, he said. I'm just looking out for you here. She's incredibly wild behind closed doors. Smoking, drinking, you name it. But before he could even finish his sentence, my fist had already smashed right into the bridge of his nose. I casually wiped my hands. Look, bro, I'm just looking out for you too. From now on, do not slander my sugar mommy. Thanks. The handsome guy completely lost it, clutching his bleeding nose and roaring. Who the hell are you? Just a hardworking 9-to-5er, of course. I thought for a second, and threw in an extra line. Don't you even think about stealing my job. Messing with a man's paycheck is like murdering his parents. I'll make your life a living hell. Who the hell wants your job? Ningbing strolled in through the back door, her heels clicking slowly. Instantly, I flipped my whole attitude. I dropped my head, looking like a kicked puppy. Nobody. Ningbing furrowed her brows and shot him a glare. What exactly do you want with my boyfriend? She turned back to me. Did you hit him? No way. He's the one who tried to hit me. I dodged it, and then he just kinda accidentally tripped and face planted. I tugged gently on Ningbing's sleeve, acting all wronged. It's okay, baby. Don't be too hard on him. Even though he said I have no dignity and no morals, I'm sure he didn't mean it. Ningbing shot the pretty boy a deadly glare. You're only getting jealous now? Too late. She smoothly looped her arm through mine, patting my head as she cooed softly. There, baby. Just ignore him from now on. Later, I'll take you on a massive shopping spree to make it all up to you. I practically had to fight the urge to look up and ask her, are we talking real shopping or fake shopping? And if it's real, can we just do cash instead? But I didn't actually say it out loud. Because the second I tried to lift my head, Ningbing seemed to know exactly what I was plotting. She casually shoved my head right back down. You two make me sick. The pretty boy spat out a curse, covered his nose, and stormed off. Ningbing finally let go of me. Alright, that's enough. Drop the act. You sure know how to put on a show. Hey, anything to help the boss blow off some steam. I sat down next to her, looking totally proud of myself, watching the back of that dorky-looking guy fade into the distance. I just couldn't hold back the gossip. So, baby, what did he do to piss you off? Ningbing shot a nasty glare at his retreating figure. What do you think? He hooked up with some 40 or 50-year-old sugar mama. And cheated on me. My jaw dropped. Wait, what? You're absolutely gorgeous. And loaded. Why the hell would he go after some middle-aged sugar mama? Because he's blind. Ningbing leaned in close, dropping her voice to vent. Look, I'd never been in a serious relationship before. He chased me around like a lost puppy for months, so I figured, why not just give it a shot? We dated for exactly 1 month, and then he casually mentions his birthday is coming up. He kept dropping hints, wanting me to buy him these limited edition sneakers. Those shoes were only 20 grand. I honestly thought they were way too cheap to give as a gift. So I ignored it, and secretly ordered him a BMW as a surprise instead. But when his birthday actually rolled around, he ghosted me. Somebody saw him getting all handsy with this older woman, and when he finally showed up, he had the nerve to tell me that whatever I wouldn't give him, plenty of other people would. He even told me, if you're broke, don't even bother dating. Said I was just wasting his time. Man, hearing that instantly fired me up. You can insult me all you want, but you do not call me broke. It suddenly dawned on me, so that's how I scored such a sweet deal. Bai Ningbing sighed. What a total waste of my first love. I patted her shoulder very seriously. It's okay, baby. You still have me. Your first love might be a bust, but 200 grand will never let you down. I promise to give you the ultimate, VIP romance experience. Bai Ningbing rolled her eyes at me. You just do your job well. Keep me happy, and renewing your contract for another 6 months or a year won't be a problem. Sure enough, capitalists are experts at making empty promises. For the next few weeks, whenever I didn't have class, I'd go sit with Bai Ningbing in her lectures, and then rush all the way back to my own department to catch my own classes. But I hated Tuesdays the most, because Bai Ningbing had a class on the South Campus, while my afternoon lecture was on the main campus. The 2 campuses were pretty far apart, which meant I never had time to grab lunch. I had to go to class completely starving. Sitting there in the classroom, my stomach just wouldn't stop growling. I silently sighed to myself. I've only lived a good life for a few days, and I'm already getting soft. I grew up without parents, relying on government subsidies and tuition waivers, plus hustling every single minute, just to drag myself into a college classroom. I didn't have a lot of choices in life. Money was always the absolute top priority. For almost all my free time in college, I was either working a part-time job or on my way to a part-time job. I literally had zero time to even think about dating. Because of that, I got a reputation for being cold and aloof. Actually, I have a pretty great personality. I just never had the time to show it. Excuse me, is anyone sitting here? A soft, gentle voice floated down from above, pulling me out of my deep thoughts. Surprisingly, it was the senior girl I had mistaken for my wealthy client the other day. Shen Yuchu. Oh, sure thing. I quietly scooted over to make room, thinking back to that morning, calling her baby in front of all those people, and then running off without any explanation. I probably made her super uncomfortable. Thinking about that, I decided to apologize first. I'm so sorry about the other day. I totally mistook you for someone else that morning. I really didn't mean it. Oh, it's fine. That's not why I came over here. Shen Yuchu sat down right next to me. I happened to be free today, so I thought I'd sit in on your class and do some reviewing. She hesitated for a split second, then asked. But still, how could you mistake someone else for your own girlfriend? Did you guys meet online or something? I just started making up nonsense on the spot. No, we fell in love at first sight. We just felt like it was destiny, you know? So we started dating immediately. But that first look was way too brief. After a good night's sleep, I kind of forgot what she looked like. Well, I couldn't exactly tell her that Bai Ningbing was paying me to be her boyfriend, right? Oh, is that so? Shen Yuchu turned her body, her dark eyes staring intently right at me. What a shame. If you had seen me a little earlier, who knows, you might have fallen in love with my face at first sight instead. Huh? My brain completely short-circuited for a second. I mean, I had seen Shen Yuchu way before this. Every time the student representative gave a speech, or when she represented our department in all those big competitions, she'd usually show up, but I'd never really crossed paths with her before. I definitely didn't expect her to even know who I was. A guy who's always just rushing around working his tail off. I remember you were always against dating. I had 2 or 3 classmates confess to you, and you turned them all down. I thought you were just entirely focused on your studies. Turns out you just hadn't met someone you liked enough. Yeah, Ha ha ha. I nodded on the outside, but inside I was thinking. More like I met someone who was rich enough, not someone I liked enough. I mean, in this day and age, who can resist the power of money? After that, Shen Yuchu stopped chatting and focused completely on the lecture. Whenever she caught my confused expression, she'd casually lean over and explain things to me. I have to admit, seeing as she could represent the whole department in competitions, Shen Yuchu had an incredibly solid foundation, and she made everything super easy to understand. I was listening so intently that I didn't even realize class was over. That is, until Bai Ningbing's completely sour voice rang out, breaking up our little tutoring session. Babe, did you mistake someone else for your girlfriend again? Shen Yuchu looked down at her textbook with a small smile. No, I'm just helping my junior here with a few questions. Bai Ningbing curled her lips into a smile, but her eyes were completely ice cold. Then you can listen next time, babe. I brought you lunch. Only then did I notice the food bag dangling from her fingertips. Thanks for today, senior. I'm gonna head out now. Shen Yuchu gave a beautiful lift of her eyebrows. Then I'll see you next time, junior. All the way back to the dorms, Bai Ningbing kept a dark look on her face and didn't say a single word. I awkwardly tried to break the silence. You're so sweet, bringing me food and everything. Bai Ningbing shot a sideways glance at me. Yeah, have you eaten yet? Yeah, is it good? I was completely out of ideas. She was making it way too obvious. Even a completely dense blockhead like me could figure it out. She was jealous. For a second, I had absolutely no idea how to calm her down. I pulled out my phone and secretly searched the web. How to comfort a jealous girlfriend. The very first answer was, explain things clearly to your girlfriend, and explicitly tell her that her place in your heart is completely irreplaceable. Then, take some appropriate initiative. Show her more care, and do something that makes her happy. Right as I was reading intently, Bai Ningbing suddenly stopped dead in her tracks. She snapped in frustration. What are you sneaking peeks at? Oh, it's nothing. I quickly tucked my phone away. Her face grew even darker. She took a deep breath, her pretty eyebrows furrowing tight. You could just tell from the look on her face that she was right on the verge of exploding. My high-paying job was on the line. I hurriedly followed the template and explained, I swear I just bumped into Shen Yuchu by chance. I barely even know her, so please don't overthink it. Her place in my heart is completely irreplaceable. I mean, it truly was irreplaceable. Who else was going to pay me a 200,000 salary every single month? Hearing that, her expression finally softened a bit. She tilted her chin up and asked, what about your phone? What are you hiding? I hesitated for a second, before handing the phone over for her to see. Bai Ningbing took it and skimmed through. The corners of her lips curled up. So you do know I was getting jealous. I looked up at her. You made it way too obvious. It'd be hard not to notice. You're my boyfriend now, yet you still call her, baby, go to class with her. And even tell her, see you next time. It really pisses me off. I'm paying 200,000 a month, just to get cheated on again? I honestly admitted my mistake. I was wrong. And then what? Didn't we agree earlier? You had to do something to make me happy. Just say the word. What do you want me to do? Bai Ningbing tilted her chin up. Open your phone camera. I opened the camera. She took my phone, casually stopped a student walking by and whispered something, then walked back to my side. Her slender, pale hand naturally rested on my shoulder. Look at the camera. After taking a few shots, Bai Ningbing looked at the photos. Seeming satisfied enough, I took the initiative and asked, do you want me to make a post on my feed to make it official? Good boy. Bai Ningbing's furrowed brows finally relaxed, pulling me forward. No rush. Go back and grab some lunch first. Your stomach's been growling for ages. Any louder and it'd just be rude. I awkwardly rubbed my stomach, not expecting her to have heard it. Once I got back to the dorm, before even taking a bite of food, I made my post. I uploaded our photo with a simple caption, my girlfriend. By the time I finished eating, my comment section had completely blown up. It was filled with huge question marks. Since when are you dating? Is your girl that rich beauty from the computer science department? Don't forget your bros now that you're loaded. I thought you were all about the grind. What happened? Well, I am still on the grind. Bai Ningbing didn't leave a comment, but she did drop a like. She didn't make a post of her own. Though of course, I didn't mind. I'm just an employee. How could I make demands of my dear boss? But after this little incident, I realized my total lack of dating experience was seriously ruining my boss's girlfriend experience. Learning from my mistakes, I decided to dig up some college romance novels and binge some sweet rom-coms to furiously cram some dating knowledge. Just as I opened up a Korean drama app, the dorm door flew wide open. My two roommates, one tall and one short, aggressively cornered me. How the hell are we just finding out about your relationship from a post? Who asked who out first? How did it happen? Have you guys held hands? Have you kissed yet? Spill it, right now. I froze for a second. Well, it all started when. So, I spent the next 3 minutes giving them a rough rundown of the whole situation. The two of them just stood there, completely stunned for a good while. 200,000 a month. Wait, is this a scam? Did you even sign a contract? I answered honestly, she gave me the money, but, no, we didn't sign anything. Are you an idiot? She could easily legally demand that money back. Hold on, let me ask my girlfriend. She's a law major. I'll have her draft up a contract for you. Our dorm president, Chen Zi, walked out while dialing his phone. Dong Yinan and I just stared at each other. Then, out of nowhere, his knees buckled. He dropped down on one knee right in front of me. I stumbled backward. Whoa, don't do this, bro. I'm straight. He grabbed my sleeve tightly. I'm begging you, my good bro, please write a book on how you did it. Get out of here, I scoffed. A few minutes later, Chen Zi came back in. We're going to print the contract right now. You have to make her sign it. Zhang Yinan hesitated a bit. Senior Bai Ningbing. She wouldn't actually do something like demanding the money back, right? My girlfriend is in the same class as her. Her family is filthy rich. We've bumped into her a few times while on dates, and she's driving a different sports car every single time. Still, we can't risk it. This is 200,000 we're talking about. We have to be thorough about this. Let's go, let's go. We are going to print that contract right now. I thought about it for a second. It really was best to sign a contract. So, the three of us from the dorm crammed into the downstairs print shop. Once the contract was printed, I stuffed it into my backpack. Zhang Yinan furrowed his brows. Wait a minute, you're making 200,000 a month now. How is your lifestyle still stuck on dirt cheap clearance deals? Chen Zi chimed in. Yeah, exactly. Still early. Let's go get you a proper outfit. I glanced down at my bag. Is that really necessary? We're all just students anyway. As long as it holds my books, it's fine, right? Tisk. Bai Ningbing's friends are all rich kids. Even if it's just to make your sugar mommy look good, you need to buy something decent. I thought it over and nodded. You actually have a point. The three of us caught a cab and headed straight to the mall. Just as I expected, in less than half an hour, I had already been fleeced out of a good chunk of cash by those two. A few hours later, the three of us walked out carrying a ton of shopping bags. We hadn't even taken a few steps when Zhang Yinan suddenly whispered, Fang Yuan, look to your left. I think that's Bai Ningbing. Why is there a guy next to her? Did she cheat on you right after making it official? I quickly and discreetly turned my head for a look. Bai Ningbing was walking forward impatiently in her high heels. I couldn't make out the face of the guy beside her, but he was pretty muscular. He was trailing right behind her, carrying a bunch of shopping bags. Chen Zi immediately rolled up his sleeves. It really is her, and she's got the nerve to walk right towards us. Let's go teach him a lesson. I know a back alley around here with no security cameras. No, don't do that. I quickly grabbed Chen Zi. I whipped out a pair of sunglasses and a hat from my shopping bags, threw them on, and immediately ducked my head down. I sneakily dragged the two of them into a quick retreat. Hurry up, let's go. Don't let Bai Ningbing see me. The three of us scrambled and dragged each other into a luxury store. I poked my head out to scout the enemy territory. Chen Zi yanked me back in annoyance and snatched off my sunglasses. I don't get it, he said. Who's the one cheating here? Why are you running away faster than she is? What is even going on? Of course she's the one cheating. But, I can't let her know that I know she's cheating. What if she gets mad and dumps me? Where else am I gonna find a sweet deal like this? Are you gonna give me that 200 grand? Chen Zi froze for a second. He gave me a thumbs up. My apologies. My bad, I was thinking too small. You're operating on a whole other level. The three of us shamelessly loitered in the luxury store until closing time. Once we were absolutely sure we wouldn't run into Bai Ningbing, we finally headed back. Not long after I got to the dorm, Bai Ningbing sent me a text. Did you go out today? I denied it immediately. Nope. 200 grand was on the line. There was absolutely no way I was confessing. Bai Ningbing and I were getting pretty comfortable with each other. Sometimes, if she woke up early, she'd wait for me downstairs at my dorm. Like today, as soon as I walked down, I spotted her slender figure standing under the ginkgo tree, her dark hair fluttering in the breeze. Morning, babe. I greeted her cheerfully. Bai Ningbing looked up casually. But when she saw me, she froze for a second, and a faint blush actually crept onto her cheeks. You changed your hair. Do I look handsome? I asked with a grin. Yeah, she replied softly, as long as you like it. I casually threw my arm around her shoulder. Bai Ningbing stiffened for a split second, and awkwardly turned her head away, just as I was starting to wonder if I had been a bit too forward. Her phone rang. She looked down at the screen, and answered it, sounding pretty reluctant. What do you want? Ningbing, baby. It was a guy's voice on the other end. His voice was dripping with affection. I'm not sure if she accidentally hit the speaker button, but his voice came through loud and clear. The atmosphere instantly got incredibly awkward. I decided to give them some privacy. I'm just gonna run upstairs and grab something. I blurted that out and bolted straight back to the dorm. It was the perfect excuse to go grab the contract Chen Zi drafted for me. Then, I quietly peered out the hallway window, waiting until she hung up before I went back down. Bai Ningbing's mood had completely tanked. She looked totally miserable. We didn't say a word the whole way. Only then did it finally hit me. I probably shouldn't have made a sound earlier. Was I being totally clueless? Did that guy hear my voice, get the wrong idea, and start a fight with her? I started getting anxious. I honestly wanted to give her some pointers myself. Just tell him I'm a classmate. Tell him I'm your older brother, or a younger cousin. Literally anything works. Can't you come up with a simple lie like that? During class, Bai Ningbing just sat there without saying a single word. I was freaking out on the inside sitting next to her. What was she waiting for? Take out your phone, hurry up and coax him. Aren't women easy to sweet talk? A short class went by. I was fidgeting the whole time. Bai Ningbing finally couldn't hold back and asked, "What are you squirming around for?" Ha ha ha. I forced a fake smile. Just a new haircut. Still not used to it. She stared at me for 2 seconds. Then she leaned in a bit closer. "A guy called me just now. Aren't you even a little jealous? Do you seriously just see me as an emotionless ATM?" To be perfectly honest, I wasn't jealous at all. For 200 grand, I could tolerate the entire Sahara Desert in my eyes. But, a couple in love should get jealous. Of course I'm jealous, I said, shamelessly. Then let's see it. Show me how jealous you are. I made a little fist and playfully tapped Bai Ningbing on the chest. "You awful girl, how could you do this? I love you so much. And you actually go shopping arm in arm with other guys. You even chat with them on the phone right in front of my face." I kept digging into my bag while I spoke. "No more of that next time, baby. Your punishment is to sign this contract." As I handed the paperwork over, Bai Ningbing was completely stunned. It took a good while before her expression darkened, and she furiously scribbled her signature on the contract. "You are really something else, Fang Yuan." Bai Ningbing was genuinely angry. She didn't want me going to class with her anymore. She wouldn't even reply to my messages, and I caught her walking shoulder to shoulder with other guys around campus multiple times. Just my rotten luck, I kept running right into them. It got so bad I had to carry a hat, mask, and sunglasses everywhere. The second I spotted them, I'd go full incognito and make a run for it. I played blind to the bitter end. I even dragged Chen Zi and Zhang Yinan into dodging them with me every single day. For a good while, our dorm was basically operating like a guerrilla squad. Eyes peeled, constantly on high alert, watching our backs every second. I racked my brain for days, but I still had no clue how to make things right with her. Send roses? Set up a giant heart downstairs? Write an apology letter? I honestly couldn't think of anything that would work. I sent Bai Ningbing a message, asking if we could meet up and talk. If I could smooth things over, great. But if not, I'd just quit. I'd already made my money anyway. I just couldn't keep playing this exhausting game of hide and seek. When night finally fell, Bai Ningbing finally replied. She just sent over a location pin. It was some random bar. Once I got to the entrance, I gave her a call, but one of her friends picked up instead. "You Ningbing's boyfriend? Just come on inside. She's totally drunk." Inside, the club music was absolutely deafening. Young people were everywhere, all dressed to the nines, and the dance floor was absolutely packed and sweltering. As soon as I walked in, a couple of girls started waving at me. "Ningbing is over here." I had never met them before, so I had no idea how they recognized me so instantly. As I walked over, I saw Bai Ningbing slumped awkwardly against the booth sofa, her arm draped softly over her eyes. "With only your red lips and delicate chin showing, did you and Ningbing get into a fight?" "She's been drinking for days straight. It's rare you actually showed up today. Hurry up and comfort her a little." "Yeah, underclassman, Ningbing really likes you, seeing how devoted she's been. Don't hold a grudge against her." The girls chimed in one after another, leaving me completely at a loss for words. I leaned in closer, sat down beside Bai Ningbing, and gently held the hand resting against her forehead. I asked softly, "Bai Ningbing? Are you doing alright?" Bai Ningbing frowned, grabbed my wandering hand and mumbled, "Bai Ningbing? Weren't you calling me, baby, every single day just a while ago?" Right as she spoke, the song changed. The music stopped for a few seconds, and everyone around us heard exactly what she said. "Ooh, so sweet." She couldn't even string a sentence together a second ago, but the moment she sees Fang Yuan, she speaks perfectly fine. Teasing cheers erupted all around us. "You guys won't die from keeping your mouths shut." Bai Ningbing tossed a throw pillow at them, then rubbed her temples and swayed as she stood up. I whispered to her, "Let me take you home." Bai Ningbing draped one arm over my shoulder. Her footsteps completely unsteady. Seeing her like this really tugged at my heart. So I simply scooped her up into my arms and carried her out. The designated driver followed the address and pulled up to a small 2-story villa. I helped Bai Ningbing out of the car. "Is anyone home?" "No." Her voice sounded incredibly muffled. I hesitated for a long moment. Looking at Bai Ningbing's weak, wobbly steps, I decided I had to take her inside and get her settled. Leaving her all alone like this just didn't feel safe. Inside, the house was pitch black. I could only rely on the faint moonlight to make out the general layout. 2 floors, with several doors. I had no choice but to ask, "Where's your bedroom?" "No need. I'll just sleep on the couch." I stopped her. "I already brought you all the way inside. You should go sleep in your bed." Bai Ningbing lowered her head. resting her forehead against my chest as she pulled me even closer. Even though the room was incredibly dark, it felt like just a tiny speck of starlight could illuminate her eyes. She affectionately nuzzled her head against me and whispered, "Fang Yuan, I know I act like your personal ATM sometimes, but I'm a girl, too. Do you really not have any feelings for me at all? Am I not pretty enough?" In the stillness of the night, her unique, intoxicating scent drifted into my nose, making my heart pound wildly in my chest. Feeling completely flustered, I turned my head away. "You are pretty, then sit with me on the couch for a bit." Bai Ningbing reached out and gave me a soft push. I tumbled backward onto the couch, and she smoothly collapsed right into my arms. "Fang Yuan, I'm in a really bad mood. Comfort me a little." Bai Ningbing rarely ever spoke in such a soft, sweet voice. I froze up, my face burning red, racking my brain before awkwardly blurting out, "Don't be in a bad mood." Bai Ningbing couldn't help but let out a soft giggle, her chest gently vibrating against mine. It sent a tingling, fluttering sensation straight to my heart. "You don't even know how to comfort a girl? Is this the VIP treatment I get?" I sighed helplessly. "I'm already learning it." I just said that. Bai Ningbing's phone rang at the worst possible moment. She pulled it out and took a look. She shoved the phone at me. "You answer it." I glanced at the caller ID. It was a man's name. I was a bit flustered. "Don't tell me. Am I supposed to help her piss someone off again?" "Stop overthinking," she said. "That's my dad. Just tell him I've fallen asleep." Feeling pretty guilty, I answered the call. "Hello, sir. Ningbing has already fallen asleep. Could I have her call you back tomorrow? Are you her boyfriend?" a voice asked from the other end. I froze for a second. It was actually the same guy who called her Ningbing baby the other day. I shot a glance at Bai Ningbing. She was resting her chin on my shoulder, looking at me with a cheeky smile. She didn't say a word. I had no choice but to bite the bullet. "Yes, sir." "Oh, for heaven's sake. Ningbing didn't even tell me she got a boyfriend. How old are you? You go to the same school as her?" For the next 20 minutes, I endured a full-blown interrogation from Bai Ningbing's dad. He grilled me on everything from my education and age, right down to my family background. When I told him I didn't have any parents, he went noticeably quiet for a couple of seconds. "Is that so? You must have been through a lot of hardship, huh?" "It wasn't too bad, really," I replied casually. Finally, I used needing to sleep as an excuse to hang up. "Your dad seems really nice. Why didn't you want to talk to him?" Bai Ningbing's expression shifted slightly. "I don't know. Have you been in a bad mood lately because you guys got into a fight?" "We didn't fight," she smiled, a bitter look in her eyes. "It's because my dad's birthday, and the anniversary of my mom's passing. All on the exact same day. But, that wasn't exactly something your dad could choose, right? It's a pretty weak excuse, isn't it?" She lowered her eyes. "Fang Yuan, did you know? I used to be an orphan just like you." "No way, that can't be true." I looked around us. Even with the lights off, you could still make out just how luxurious this villa was. "Wait, were you adopted?" "No. Back when I was in elementary school, my mom got really sick. And my dad, he divorced her. We didn't have any money, so she just had to give up on treatment. She passed away soon after that. And just like that, I became a kid with no parents. Later on, when I was in high school, my dad showed up again. My stepmom is incredibly rich, but she can't have kids of her own. So he tracked me down and asked me to come back and live with them. A few days ago was his birthday. He has no idea that his birthday is the exact same day my mom died. And I never told him, either. But every time I look at him, I can't help but wonder if he hadn't left us back then. Would my mom have lived just a little bit longer? My stepmom treats me like her own flesh and blood. And my dad does absolutely everything he can to make it up to me. But, there's always been this thorn in my heart. Every time I try to let my guard down and get closer to him, that thorn just sinks in deeper. "Fang Yuan, do you ever resent your own parents?" "No way," I answered without even thinking. "Life's too short. I don't want to live in resentment." She just looked at me without saying a word. I thought for a second, and kept going. When some people complain about having no shoes, there are people in the world with no legs. I've got all my limbs. So what hurdle can't I get over? I'm terrible at comforting people. So I figured I'd try feeding her some cheesy advice. Bai Ningbing stared at me quietly. "Fang Yuan, you're nothing like what I imagined." "Oh, and what did you imagine?" "Every time I see you on campus, you've always got this cold look. Looking like you've got a bitter grudge against the entire world." I rolled my eyes. "Try working crazy shifts every single day and see if you can still smile. Everyone looks like they owe me $2 million. Then you better just focus on doing your job right." Bai Ningbing leaned in a bit closer to me. "Read me a bedtime story. Coax me to sleep. Does this count as overtime?" "That's gonna cost extra," I said stubbornly, while immediately looking up bedtime stories on my phone. Once upon a time, there was a mountain. And in the mountain, there was a temple. In the temple, there was an old monk and a young monk. As I kept reading, my eyelids started feeling heavier and heavier. The night grew deeper. In my dream, I heard Bai Ningbing's voice. "Fang Yuan, I think I actually kinda like you. What if we tried dating for real? I mumbled back groggily, add more money. 400,000. I shook my head. 400 grand isn't the price for a girlfriend. It'd be an insult to let you be my girlfriend for just 400 grand. For that much, I'll directly upgrade you to my absolute savior. I'll work like a dog to serve you. Just pretend I didn't say anything. No, wait. We can still negotiate. 350,000 works too. Bai Ningbing's voice faded from the dream, leaving just me muttering to myself. You still there, boss? Final offer, 300 grand, deal? Shut up and go to sleep. The next morning, Bai Ningbing dragged herself out of bed, her whole body aching. I practically shoved her into the car so we could rush to campus for our morning class. She rubbed her lower back, complaining, just how tight were you hugging me? I feel like my back is totally snapped in half. I was just scared you'd fall off. It wasn't on purpose. You weren't scared I'd fall off. You were scared I wouldn't be crushed to death. Fine, then I just won't hold you from now on. No, wait. I'll compensate you. Then, she sent a transfer to my phone. Renewing for another year. I instantly perked up. I quickly fired a string of account numbers over, and only then did it hit me. Wait, aren't you graduating in 6 months? Mind your own business. Can't an older girl just like a younger college boy? I thought about it for a second. Well, if you put it like that, I might just have to consider failing a few classes so I can stay held back. Bai Ningbing shot me an utterly speechless glare. There is literally nothing you wouldn't scheme up for a buck, is there? We rushed into the lecture hall right on the dot, just to find only a single empty seat left. The moment I sat down, 2 death glares shot over from the front row. Chen Zi and Zhang Yinan were staring at me like I was a massive disappointment. Yesterday, I told them I was going to talk to Bai Ningbing and headed out. I ended up falling asleep before I could reply to their texts, and didn't come back to the dorm all night. They definitely got the wrong idea. I barely survived that 2-hour lecture. The second the bell rang, Chen Zi and Zhang Yinan dragged me back to the dorm at lightning speed. They made me sit down, looking dead serious. We need to talk. Look, if Bai Ningbing fell for someone else, just let her go. We know you're strapped for cash, but you can't use your body to keep a woman. You're going down a dark path, man. Whoa, stop. I quickly cut them off, terrified of what wild stuff they'd say next. Nothing happened last night. Bai Ningbing drank too much, so I just took her home. Chen Zi squinted at me suspiciously. Nothing at all? Really? I don't buy it. We hugged a little. Was it consensual? Semi-consensual? Chen Zi frowned. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you're the one lusting after her? Shut up. I am not. I looked away. Well, I couldn't say I was completely innocent. I was, maybe, a little bit into her. In less than 6 months. The notebook I secretly titled, Sugar Mommy's Preferences was already packed with notes. I was getting really good at playing the perfect boyfriend. What Bai Ningbing loved to eat, drink, and do for fun. Even her friends. And even her dad's personality. I had it all figured out. I catered to all her likes, and practiced strict boyfriend virtues, every single day. I never gave her a reason to be jealous. I even memorized the 10 rules of a smart man. I never snooped through her phone. Never interrogated her about where she went. I gave her all the freedom she wanted. When we did bicker, it was usually just Bai Ningbing complaining that I gave her too much freedom. In my free time, I'd head over to Bai Ningbing's villa. She demanded that I cook for her personally, so I practiced my culinary skills like crazy. But my hard work totally paid off. Once, when Bai Ningbing's dad came home, I completely won the guy over with my amazing cooking. Without even realizing it, I had totally blended into her life. Honestly, if it wasn't for the over 1 million in my bank account, I almost would have forgotten that our relationship was purely transactional. During the National Day holiday week, I had nowhere to go. I was just chilling in the dorm doing nothing, so Bai Ningbing dragged me back to her little villa. While we were waiting at the school gates, that long-lost, surgically enhanced pretty boy showed up again. He had his arm around a woman older than his own mother, shooting dirty looks at me and Bai Ningbing on our motorcycle. He casually hopped into a convertible sports car, and the engine roared as they sped off. My bike is way more expensive than that trashy sports car, okay? What's he so smug about? Fang Yuan, hold on tight. Right as she said that, the motorcycle roared and shot forward. I wrapped my arms tightly around Bai Ningbing's waist. Through her thin t-shirt, she felt incredibly soft. The little chubby roll on your tummy is actually kind of cute. She shot me a death glare. Are you done feeling me up? I sheepishly pulled my hands back. I turned my head and saw that convertible parked awkwardly right in the middle of the road. There was no one in the driver's seat. It looked like the car had broken down. Ningbing slowed down, and I immediately played along. Hey senior, nice nose job. Take your time waiting. We're heading out. Bye-bye. Bai Ningbing hit the gas. We roared away. On the drive back to the villa, thought quietly popped into my head. This rich girlfriend of mine is actually pretty badass. After getting back to the villa with Bai Ningbing, we grabbed a bunch of snacks and sat on the rug in her bedroom. We cast my phone to the screen and started watching a horror movie. She's a total scaredy cat but loves watching them anyway. Not even 30 minutes in, she was already hiding in my arms, shivering. Right at the scariest part of the movie. With a million trigger warnings flying across the screen, Ningbing was clutching my arm. Staring dead at the screen, bracing herself for the jump scare. Right then, 2 WeChat notifications popped up on her phone. I'm in the hospital, baby. Can you come take care of me? The room fell awkwardly silent. I stared at those words, completely ignoring the terrifying ghost face on the screen. After a long pause, thinking about my bank account balance, I hesitantly spoke up. How about, I go to the hospital and take care of this bro for you? Bai Ningbing's grip on my arm suddenly let go. She looked at me with a cold stare. Pack up and get ready tomorrow. You're going to the hospital to wait on him hand and foot. Otherwise, I bet you wouldn't feel right taking my money. Oh, okay, I'll go get ready now. I quietly left for the mall to pick up some daily necessities. But as I was shopping, my head started spinning. I didn't even know what I was buying anymore, just holding bags full of I don't even know what. Sitting blankly in the middle of the crowded mall, Fang Yuan, Shen Yuchu's face suddenly appeared in front of me. Senior? I snapped back to reality. What's with? She glanced at the shopping bags next to me. I distractedly explained. No, these are for my buddy. Chen Zi is in the hospital. My head started spinning again, and I mumbled in a daze. No, wait, it's Ningbing's boyfriend. But aren't you her boyfriend? Did you guys break up? We didn't break up. I just had to go to the hospital and take care of her other boyfriend for her. Shen Yuchu was completely dumbfounded. She spent the next 30 minutes awkwardly trying to comfort me with rambling words. It took a while, but I finally started to calm down. Once things got quiet, Shen Yuchu looked at me carefully. Are you feeling any better? Yeah, I kept my head down, starting to feel really embarrassed about blurting all that out. Luckily, Shen Yuchu didn't press the issue. She just walked quietly by my side. Let me walk you home, she offered. No need, I replied, staring at a figure that flashed by in the distance. It looked like Ningbing. Fang Yuan? Yeah? I snapped out of it. The warm, yellow glow of the streetlights washed over Shen Yuchu's face, making her naturally gentle features look even softer. If Bai Ningbing isn't right for you, you could always consider me. I looked down, staring at the pile of shopping bags by my feet. Gritting my teeth as I muttered, actually, Bai Ningbing treats me pretty well. Even if she makes me wait on her side piece, she's still pretty good to me. Or maybe not good, just special. Shen Yuchu gave a polite but distant smile. I figured as much. I respect your choice. She was always like this. Gentle, considerate, and completely unwavering. But that sudden, uncontrollable surge of emotion just now made me painfully aware that when it comes to Bai Ningbing, I might have actually caught real feelings. Even though I now realize that I'm nothing more than just another fish in her net. A hired worker. At least with this money, I can finally take it without an ounce of guilt. By the time I caught a ride back to the villa, Bai Ningbing was already asleep. I stood there quietly, watching her long, dark eyelashes flutter softly. I've lost count of how many times I've caught myself just zoning out, staring at her completely unconsciously. I took a deep breath, and walked out of the room. It was just a transaction anyway. I have absolutely no right to be mad about it. That little emotional breakdown earlier was probably just because a tiny, hopeful corner of my heart had suddenly shattered into pieces. Bright and early the next morning, carrying bags of all sizes, I drove Bai Ningbing to the hospital to visit her little boyfriend. When we reached the door to his room, Bai Ningbing stopped in her tracks. You go in first. I'll be right back. I nodded, and walked in by myself. The guy in the hospital bed was fast asleep. He looked about 28 years old. It had to be the same guy the first accidentally bumped into at the mall last time. I tried to set the bags down as quietly as I could, but of course, I still managed to wake him up. The guy slowly propped himself up. What are you doing here? Where's Ningbing? A bitter pang hit my chest. Damn it, I'm supposed to be her official boyfriend, and I've never even called her Ningbing. Hello, I greeted him politely, playing my part, and started pouring him some hot water. Bai Ningbing said she'll be right back. She told me to take care of you in the meantime. The guy struggled, trying to sit up. No, please. Just leave it there. You're a guest. How could I ask you to wait on me? It's perfectly fine. You're sick, man, just rest. I gave a bitter smile, and started tidying up. Whatever, I'll just treat it like I'm working as a highly paid nanny. For 200,000 a month. It's not a bad deal at all. Right as I was getting into the swing of things, a strange woman walked in. The moment she entered, she made a beeline straight for the guy in the bed, throwing herself into his arms. How are you feeling? Does it still hurt? The guy kissed her on the cheek. I'm all better now, baby. I stood there, staring in absolute disbelief. A four-way love square? Who the hell is cheating on who right now? Is this how rich people live? At least do it behind my back, would you? Treating my Ningbing like this. Even if you're already in the hospital, that won't stop me from teaching you a lesson. Just as I was about to throw hands, Bai Ningbing walked in carrying a bunch of supplements. The two people on the bed were still cuddling each other. Man didn't even blink, offering a warm greeting. Ningbing, you're here. He then scolded her. You're really something, you know that? Letting your boyfriend come over all by himself, while you ran off. Hey, I'm here now, aren't I? Besides, he was so eager to take care of you. I couldn't even stop him if I tried. I just stood there, completely dumbfounded. Bai Ningbing finally introduced us. This is my cousin, and this is my sister-in-law. Holy crap. I drove Bai Ningbing home. The moment we walked through the door, I reached out and pinched her cheek. You played me. Bai Ningbing slapped my hand away. How did I play you? Didn't you want to wait on him? So I brought you along. Is there a problem? You knew damn well I thought he was your... My what? Bai Ningbing looked up, her finger tracing playfully across my chest. Boyfriend? Aren't you my boyfriend? You knew I misunderstood the whole thing. And you didn't even bother to explain. You've got quite the tolerance, Fang Yuan. You were even willing to wait on the other guy. What else could you possibly misunderstand? Besides, when I went looking for you to explain things, weren't you already busy with your precious senior, Shen Yuchu? Forget it. You're the boss. I'm not going to argue with you. I pushed her away, annoyed. But Bai Ningbing stepped right in front of me. Fang Yuan, I don't want to be your boss anymore. Bai Ningbing said, her cheeks slightly flushed. I'll trade my entire net worth in exchange for a marriage certificate with you. Deal? I blurted out without thinking, in your dreams. How much could a student like you possibly have? Bai Ningbing let out an exasperated laugh. Well, even at 200,000 a month, I could still be your boss for another 20 or 30 years. What, are your standards too high now? Thinking about that bank balance with its countless zeros. I gulped, but I managed to pump the brakes just in time. No way, this is way too fast. You haven't even graduated yet. You haven't even started working. Who knows, maybe in the future, I'll end up being even richer than you. Bai Ningbing straddled my lap. She pressed her forehead against mine, her eyes dark and intense. Then I just want to be your girlfriend. As if scorched by her deep gaze, I looked away, suddenly self-conscious. Aren't you already my girlfriend? Not just in name. Bai Ningbing leaned in even closer, her lips brushing lightly against my nose. I mean a real one. Like this. A soft, warm sensation pressed against my lips. My mind went completely blank. I don't know how much time passed before I finally came back to my senses. Bai Ningbing, are you serious? Then let's give it a try. Bai Ningbing curled her lips into a smile. Okay, then let's keep going. Bai Ningbing graduated. After graduation, she didn't join her uncle's company, and went into software development instead. Because of this, her family cut off her allowance. Right around then, my good luck buff kicked in again. Some stocks I bought on a whim skyrocketed, and my savings multiplied a few times over. I just went ahead and bought a few apartments all at once, collecting rent while studying for grad school. Bai Ningbing was making a profit too, but obviously nothing as crazy as mine. Suddenly, I was even richer than her. It made Bai Ningbing super paranoid every day, terrified I'd actually go hire some college girl to be my girlfriend. On the night of our 2-year anniversary, she was feeling really down. She hugged me and pouted, Fang Yuan. What am I gonna do? You're already a self-made millionaire at this age. Does this mean you look down on my net worth even more now? I nodded. Yeah, pretty much. Bai Ningbing looked down and thought about it for a long time. Then, I guess I'll quit software development. What about my dad's entire net worth? Is that enough? If it is, I'll just go home and inherit the company. Bai Ningbing stared right back at me, totally unashamed. What? That's a huge fortune, you know. I'd be an idiot not to take it. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then how about I hire you to be my girlfriend? From now on, I'm your boss. If we're still together 2 years from now, we'll go get married. How does that sound? It's a deal. From then on, Bai Ningbing started keeping a new notebook titled, My Sugar Daddy's Preferences. She took it super seriously. Every single page was packed full of dense handwriting. One day, she was quietly flipping through it and sighed. Just look at my dedication. I'm way more serious about this than you were back then. I couldn't resist grabbing it to take a look. I realized the first few pages were actually written starting 2 years ago. Each day just had a few short sentences. Turns out, I wasn't the only one who had no clue how to date. Fang Yuan actually googled, how to comfort your girlfriend, today. First couple photo. Why'd I feel like he's showing me up? Waited forever, but Fang Yuan still hasn't told me to post this on social media. Couldn't hold back anymore, so I made it official behind his back. First time flexing my relationship online. A little nervous. Today, when my cousin dragged me out to buy a birthday gift for my dad, I bumped into Fang Yuan. The second he saw me, he looked guilty as hell, slapped on a pair of sunglasses, and bolted. So weird. Fang Yuan actually got a buzzcut. So hot, so hot, so hot. I was already in a bad mood today. And Fang Yuan kept finding ways to trick me into signing a contract. Pissed me off. I've dragged my classmate out for walks 3 or 4 days in a row now. It's one thing that Fang Yuan isn't trying to make it up to me. But he literally throws on sunglasses and runs away whenever he sees me. Is this how you treat your sugar mommy? Are you kidding me? They're sunglasses, Fang Yuan. Not invisibility glasses. Got to hug Fang Yuan today. The moment I felt those abs, I couldn't even stay mad. I was planning to confess my feelings. But somehow it came out as, let's renew the contract for another year. Whatever, I need to mentally prepare myself first. I'll confess to him next year. Fang Yuan cooked for me today. So yummy. My absolute favorite thing is watching horror movies with Fang Yuan. I get to feel up his abs like crazy without him even noticing. Fang Yuan is just too cute. Honestly, when Fang Yuan isn't on the clock, he kind of has a grumpy resting face. He only smiles like this when he's with me. I love it so much. After that, it was just page after page of her absolutely gushing over me. Man, how lucky am I? I completely scored with this total hopeless romantic. Stop reading it, stop. It didn't feel this incredibly cheesy when I was writing it. Bai Ningbing snatched the notebook right out of my hands, the tips of her ears so red they looked ready to bleed. From now on, let's not call it, the sponsor's preferences. Let's just call it, the simp diary. I quickly corrected her. What do you mean, simp? This is called pure professionalism. I already let you read my diary. Come on, let me see yours too. I shook my head violently. Absolutely no way, don't even think about it. Mainly because my diary only holds 2 New Year's wishes. I wish for Bai Ningbing to have a bright and beautiful future. And I wish for Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing to be together, year after year.